Good morning, everybody. It is the end of July 2023, Fort Lauderdale area, and going to be doing something that many of you guys have probably wondered what you can do. Well, my car was parked underneath several tall, 20-foot tall palm trees, similar to this palm tree, but much taller. And in the 5 days I didn't move my car, you could see all the little dots of tree sap, palm tree sap has nailed my car all over. It's all over the windows, it's all over the headlights, and just, spattered. So some of you all say, oh, you got to go to the car detailer and have them detail the car, compound the paint, the clear coat, and you really don't need to do that. Here's some simple, easy tricks that I'm going to show you how to do this. Does not damage your car at all. If you have a clear coat, this video is for clear coat cars. But it's not complicated at all. So first of all, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to grab some of doesn't matter which, any hand sanitizer, okay? Any hand sanitizer, all right? They sell these in the dollar store. If you really want to go crazy and splurge for the brand name hand sanitizer, you can, but it's not going to do any better. It's not going to hurt it. It's not going to help it anymore. The reason why is because the hand sanitizer's got like an aloe gel in it, but it also has alcohol, okay? Big, large portion of it is alcohol. So you got the gel and you got alcohol. The gel is good because it keeps the alcohol from running off and evaporating. So that right there is what you want to do. You want to use this. And you're going to put this right on your area here. Let me just show you real quick. Just pick an area, just a little bit, and take your finger, just rub it in, okay? You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 of those that have been covered with this. Just a little bit, the size of a pea, all right? Get it on your finger. You can even, if you got any excess, push it off to the side. Don't matter. And once that's done, give it about 40 seconds, 50 seconds. Don't do this in the middle of the day, by the way. Don't do this at like noon, Fort Lauderdale time. That's the worst time to do anything with your car outside. The hot sun, the temperatures of your car, the paint. You just don't want to do that because that's when you can cause damage. So once you do that, over here, I've already started an area. This has been sitting here for about a minute. So now you just take your wet cloth and you just, I'm sorry, I said wet cloth, not a wet cloth. Any cloth, dry, soft cloth. And once you're done with that, you're just gonna rub it. Rub it in a circle, gently, not hard, just gently, okay? Gently. And you could see it's coming off. Very nicely, actually. Just keep rubbing. Keep rubbing. The longer you keep the gel on, the more the sap will be broken down by the alcohol. And there you go. Look at that. Completely gone. And I'm not pressing a lot of pressure on the paint. You don't want to do that. So now that we know that that works, I'm going to let that sit there. And then I'm just going to randomly put some spots here and here. You got to do the whole car anyway. So, once you get that done, you just spread it around. Keep it thick, maybe 1/8 of an inch to 1/16 of an inch of this hand sanitizer over the dots, over the sap. This is good for removing tar also, for those of you who have tar on your roads and you need to get the tar off. This is just another tool. You don't need to spend $15, $20 on paint compound, your car dealer detailer, he'll probably say, oh, you got to detail the whole car. And he'll, good for him. He's going to make some money. Nothing wrong with that. Especially if your car needs to be detailed and you don't want to be bothered. You want to have somebody else do it. You're welcome to do that, But they're going to charge you. Let's see, in Fort Lauderdale, they would charge me probably $100 to do the entire car, which includes removing the tree sap here and, And basically what he's going to do is first he's going to wash the car, and then he would use a little compound, a gentle compound, then he'll compound the clear coat. That's exactly what he'll do. So I put a little bit here and a little bit up here. You can kind of see on the angle, there's some right there. There's some right there. So you just put a little bit, let it sit there. We're not in a rush. It is 7 a.m. in Fort Lauderdale. No rain. Obviously don't do this in rain because, just wash right off. Just like you don't do, wax your car in the rain. So you just kind of put that a little bit there. You just move it around. The goal is to get the dots. Okay? The goal is to get the dots. Once you get the dots, spread it around. Make sure the dots are covered and coated. This works with all kinds of tree sap. Because again, you got aloe, which is the gel, and alcohol mixed in it, which is the actual chemical that's being used to remove the tree sap. So I hope that helps. All right, here's the original one from when I started the video. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And let's just go ahead and start working it, circling it. It's been about 2 minutes, 3 minutes. Again, the longer you keep it on there, the better. But you can see it just comes right off, just very gently. Very, very gently. You don't have to rub super hard. And look, it's all gone. Absolutely gone. Let's go to this one. Let's see what happens if you just leave it for 30 seconds. Look at that. Comes right off. 30 seconds, a minute, 2 minutes. Again, I'm not putting any pressure whatsoever. I'm not even folding the cloth over. I'm just redoing it over this way. Now, what I'm going to do personally is once I'm done doing this, because I still have this whole area, you could see, just look at it. It's crazy. It's crazy and disgusting. It's all the way down here. It's in the bumpers. It's on the little plastics in the front. It's aggravating. But I'm going to take about an hour, and I'm going to remove all the tree sap. And then I'm going to wash and wax my car. And then I'll have a nice coat of wax on it. But this video is not about how to detail your car. God knows there's thousands of those online. This is just how to get rid of this tree sap. Okay? How to get rid of the tree sap. There's one, and now it's gone. Look at that. Here's two right here. Right there. Just rub. It's coming off. It's coming off. I'm not using any pressure, barely any pressure. Just, kind of pushing down a little bit. And look, it's all gone. It's all gone. Here's two. There's two right there. Let's do the two. What's weird is sometimes the sap will detach. It'll detach from the car in like a solid drop. It'll just detach. That's okay. That's fine. What happens if you don't put any hand sanitizer on it and you just rub with the cloth? You can see it takes a little bit more pressure and it goes away slowly. So that's why you don't want to put too much pressure. Obviously your paint is something that is expensive, and the last thing you want to do is have to have a new paint job. That's like the worst thing. See, look, This has been on here for 3, 4, 5 minutes, and they're just coming right off. Now they just pop right off. So the longer it's on, the better it'll be. But whatever you do, don't do this in bright sunlight. Like I said, it's 7 a.m. It is sunny, early morning, sunrise in Fort Lauderdale area. Okay? That's it. You just keep rubbing and rubbing. Just gonna keep getting it off. And there you go. Yeah, there you go. See? It's coming right off. Yeah, look at that. I did it over here, not over here. I had sanitizer here, not here or here. These are the side ones that I did not put any hand sanitizer. So you can see they're still on. But if you keep rubbing and rubbing, it'll come off. All right. Here's one last demonstration. A hand sanitizer that's been there since the beginning of the video. 8 minutes in, I think. And look, just pops right off. Some of them will pop off. Some of them will just dissolve off all the way down to the base part of the layer. And it comes right off. Okay? Again, the longer it's on, the better it'll be. Just comes right off. Okay? All it is alcohol and aloe. We know aloe doesn't really do much to the surface of the car. You know, it just comes right off. There you go. Look at that. Up a little bit there. Look at that. So you could see the areas that I did and the areas that still need to be done. One last area, and then we'll stop the video. And just keep rubbing and rubbing and rubbing. Again, not too hard, but just enough to, you know, get that working in. There you go. Look at that. Nice and clean. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and do this, and then I'll check back in a second for you, probably in about 30 minutes for me to do the entire hood, and I'll let you know how it went. All right, good luck. Okay. After doing this for about 10 minutes or so, I've got most of the left side done, and the whole right side here is soaking. But I wanted to point out something. Some of these droplets are much bigger than others, and that's when you want to kind of use your thumbnail. Okay, if you could use the thumbnail kind of like off to the side here. Let's pick this one right here. All right, just kind of use your thumbnail and kind of pop the majority of the dot off. It's been soft. It's been softening with the gel, the hand sanitizer. So it's going to come off much easier. But these bigger dots, you'll need to use your thumbnail, okay? Just to kind of loosen it and pop it off the hood. And then when you do that, then obviously it's on your thumbnail. Get rid of it, you know, clean off your thumb. And then you're going to have leftover dot residue on the paint. That's going to come right off, no problems, you know? Just use your rag. Soft cotton rag. You could use you know, any kind of material, cloth material. Make sure it's free of debris. Make sure there's no sand granules. You know, don't have your rag sitting on a floor and then pick it up and start doing this, because those little tiny specks of dirt will get on your rag, and then you're gonna end up getting those fine scratches in your car. There we go. We got some of this. Move that with the fingernail, 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 fingernail. Just kind of getting rid of them all with the fingernail. All right, we're just kind of getting rid of them. These are thicker ones. And then once that's done, you can kind of see they're still there. At least the residue from the paint's still there. And this comes right off. Again, just medium amount of pressure. All right. Different directions. Circular, up, down, left, right. doesn't really matter. You're not waxing the car, but the multiple directions of removing this from your paint helps remove it from your paint better. Okay, kind of helps a lot. So there you go, get rid of that excess residue. Ooh, rub that in, and look at that. In the 2 minutes, 3 minutes we've been on the video on this section, you can see it's kind of gone. I'm just going to continue. All right, good morning. Had to stop early yesterday, ran into a problem. I needed to leave my home, so I had to put this aside and continue on today, this morning. So it's 6:45 a.m. Fort Lauderdale, day number 2. Most of the car's done. You can see this morning due, but I got like the little parts here, front little parts, nothing really serious. The most of the area, the hood, is all done. That is just moisture, morning dew moisture. That's not hand sanitizer. This here is hand sanitizer. You can kind of see the difference. One's a little globby and the other one's, I guess, fresh looking. Anyway, so I said here, if you do this, and I know I said earlier in the video, you can rub the sanitizer until the sap comes off, and you can, but you could also use your fingernail to kind of agitate, kind of get it going a little bit more. If you're dealing with a large area, like I had the entire hood, if you're dealing with the large area, you definitely, could use this as a tool. Just your fingernail, If you got no fingernails, you could certainly use like the little edge of a credit card or something like that. It's got to be a plastic edge, nothing too hard. The last thing you want to do is scratch your hood, So that's why I always say the fingernail is better. And I know a couple of guys who actually work on things like this. And they work on flooring, they work on cars, and they always let their fingernails kind of grow a little bit for this purpose. All I'm doing right now is just removing the larger glump. Did I say glump? G-L-U-M-P, glump, or clump, I don't even know. Anyway, what I'm doing basically is just removing this clump of sap. Just remove it, get it all done here. These are all solid, and then just a fingernail. I'm just removing the larger part. Of course, I had the hand sanitizer on there for a good minute, 2 minutes. A few of them I had to leave on there for like 4 or 5 minutes. That's how thick this was. It's crazy. So you just remove it just like that. Just leave it there. You don't have to go back and wipe it away yet. There's nothing wrong with that. Just let it sit there. It's not doing anything. You're gonna go over it with your towel anyway. So that's a tough one right there. Look at that. That one's a tough one. That doesn't want to come off. So we're gonna have to, let's get a little bit of this. There we go. Kind of cover that and let that sit there for another minute. And just keep doing this. Do this. You're just removing it, use your fingernail. I'm sure a lot of people are saying, my God, this would take so much time. You're not wrong. This is gonna take you at least an hour. I did the entire hood in 38 minutes, I think. And now I'm doing the bumper area, which is a little bit more detailed because not only is it on the bumper, it's on the plastic grill, and it's a pain in the neck. But like I said, you could certainly pay somebody $125. They'll do it. They'll be more than happy to do it. That's their job. But you could do that if you want. If you can't be bothered, you don't have time, you're afraid, whatever the case may be, you don't have to. That's why people hire people to do things. You know, service industry is always there to help. But something like this is not difficult. It doesn't take any training whatsoever. As long as your car has got clear coat, you're going to be just fine. There's not going to be a problem doing this yourself, you know. You do this yourself. You can spend an hour in the morning and get it all done, you know, that kind of thing. So that's it. I'll come back when I'm all done and show you the finished product. Okay, bye. We're all done. We did the dots. All of it's gone. The grill is gone. Everything is gone. Everywhere. That was the solution. So it took about 2 hours worth of work and got rid of all of the sap, and it worked out great. So you could do it yourself, save yourself 150 bucks, or you could hire somebody and do it for you. Either way, hand sanitizer was the solution. Take care. Bye.